Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Mike Spark. Thanks for your support, Mike. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Phoenix Point, Backer Build 5, as we continue to explore the truly massive amount of new content it has to offer. Now, just like last time, I should remind you, this is not a finished product. There are bugs, there are optimization issues, and there are a lot of placeholders, but it is coming along quite nicely. Anyway, let's get back to it. Area scanning. Your satellite uplink has been constructed. It allows you to scan an area of the globe and reveal all sites of interest there. Activate a scan by clicking on the icon below to the left of your aircraft icon. You can only perform one area scan at a time for every satellite uplink. Obviously, this is a pretty drastic departure from what we saw in some of the earlier builds. Back then, we actually had to build physical installations in friendly havens. Now though, with the area scan, we can spend a lot more time actively exploring, rather than trying to hoard resources to build more satellites. Atmospheric analysis. Reprogramming of our satellite systems has revealed the extent of the new mist outbreak. The origin sites are in coastal sea regions, as in the previous two incursions, but the activity level seems higher, posing a serious threat to remaining life on Earth. Havens caught within the mist will be at risk of attack, so we should explore mist-covered regions thoroughly and defend any havens trapped within them. Our geoscape monitoring systems have been updated with current mist coverage. Bonus effects. Global Mist Monitoring System available. The Mist. Pandorans will build colonies within mist-covered land areas. These colonies can launch attacks on nearby havens, and havens within mist areas are the most likely to be attacked. It is important for you to explore mist-covered regions to make contact with havens and help protect them if you can. That's actually one of the game's most important mechanics. It essentially marks the difficulty progression throughout the main campaign. This early, there's only a few mist incursions, and they're largely localized to small coastal regions. As the game progresses, though, they'll expand steadily along the coastlines and then start pushing further and further inland. Any missions we take on inside those mist clouds will be much more dangerous than normal. Let's get some more research projects started. Oniric Delirium Index. We could develop the Oniric Delirium Index concept proposed by Randolph Symes III into a system for tracking the unusual mental phenomena caused by the Pandoran presence. Bonus effects. Delirium Monitoring System. Okay, that does sound pretty important. Alright, let's get that scan started. And we seem to be in pretty good shape, so... Manufacturing. Your fabrication plant has been constructed. You can now use your resources, materials, and tech to manufacture items. Click on the Manufacturing tab below. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. Basically, every item we can currently build is listed in these menus. All we have to do is hit the plus buttons to add any particular item to our current queue. Some items, like ammunition, will be manufactured immediately, but other items will require a much more substantial allotment of time and resources to complete. I would love to get started on building a scarab or an extra manticore, but we can't really afford to tie up our resources for quite that long. Instead, let's stick with something a little simpler for now. Let's get started on a Goliath grenade launcher. The Dreamers awaken. Fort Heinlein is a haven run by New Jericho, which means that normally things are quiet and under control. But right now, there is an emergency. A group of soldiers is on a killing spree. It began with strange dreams, voices heard in the night, a local doctor tells our operatives. I could not detect any physiological changes, and there were certainly no signs of infection. But their behavior simply cannot be explained by PTSD or similar conditions, which we at New Jericho are sadly quite familiar with. It's like something has driven them mad. If we stop these soldiers, New Jericho will undoubtedly be grateful to us. Alright, looks like we've got our first story mission. Plus, we're up against humans this time, not aliens. I think we're pretty much set, but let's double check our loadouts real quick. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And here's our first New Jericho map, though obviously it's a little smaller than usual. As near as I can tell, this is actually a set story piece that always triggers the first time you encounter New Jericho. The maps will get much larger in future encounters. Now let's see what we can do here. Alright, let's have two people circle around to the garage, and then we'll have the rest of the squad go in through the windows.
Running.
Relocating.
Ah, doors open automatically when you're adjacent to them.
Relocating.
I'm not sure I like that. Target in sight. Looks like an assault. Yeah, I may have pushed a little too aggressively here. I don't think they've actually spotted us yet, but let's see if we can get this under control.
Got it. Success.
Decent hit, but these guys are pretty heavily armored. Yeah, that's a little more like it. Let's finish that guy off. Now we need to make sure we're not leaving our flank exposed. Let's push up into the central hall here. We'll have Fox use dash. That way he can make 2 attacks instead of 1.
On it.
Have a seat. Obviously, the ragdolls could use a little work, but they're still pretty good. Alright, let's burn off a little more will to get Fox under cover. We have no idea what that guy above us is going to do.
Yes. Enemy engaged. Help here. Hey!
Nice. Mark just took out that guy's arm, so he can't actually use his shotgun. First things first, let's finish this guy off. Thank you, Mark. Now let's deal with the guy hiding in the kitchen. Now, we should be able to take this guy down pretty easy, but we will have to focus fire. Let's see if we can tag him through the wall. Not quite.
I'm going.
Alright, let's just pick him apart. Nice. Okay, let's have Valen dash in, and he should be able to finish this guy off. Oh, shoot, he doesn't actually have dash just yet. Well, so much for that. Well, looks like his arm's crippled anyway, so at this point we really just have to run him down.
I'm here. Let's go.
Oh, okay. That works too. Nice. No injuries and 3 level ups. Still no level up for Valen, though. We'll have to make sure he gets a kill next time around. Of Human Will. Message from Tobias West to Phoenix Project. I had always assumed the Phoenix Project would return one day, even after signs disappeared. It seems to be the defining pattern of your history. Fall, then rise again. I wonder if this points to an underlying weakness or an underlying strength. I suppose time will have to tell. Time and the choices you make. After all, you are not necessarily defined by what has come before. You can be whatever your will allows you to be. That is the essence of the human experience. What happened to those soldiers was disturbing. That is why I did not intervene. We could have stopped those soldiers ourselves easily enough, but I needed you to see. To understand that far more is at stake here than just our ecosystem or our genetic purity. We are being robbed of what makes us human, our will. I fear neither the utopians at St. Adrian nor those Anu fanatics really understand that. If you can recognize the real nature of the threat, perhaps we can work together on stopping it. I think that sounds pretty reasonable. Though I would like to see what the other factions have to say. Oh, they've got a recruit available. Oh, come on now. Unfortunately, we can't actually recruit them just yet. We'll have to establish the appropriate protocols first. We are almost done with our current project though, so let's add a few more to the queue. New Jericho. New Jericho is a militaristic organization founded by the enigmatic billionaire Tobias West. Seems like a good place to start. Haven Recruitment Protocols. The leader of a reconnaissance team has proposed that we attempt to recruit capable people from the Havens. They might not share the technological know-how of Phoenix Project operatives, but have been battle-hardened by the horrors of the world. Yeah, we'll take that one too. I think that's enough for now. Okay, let's get back to it. Oh. Diplomacy. The Diplomacy tab displays the attitude of the main factions towards you and each other. The better the relations, the more willing the faction would be to cooperate with you. Protecting faction havens and performing faction missions is a fast way to gain their trust. It is interesting to see that they used one of the older pictures there for St. Adrian. It's actually been updated for the press build. Havens. Havens are settlements with their own leader and allegiance. You can see all the relevant Haven information through the Haven Info action. Oh, okay, that's why I couldn't bring up the Haven menu. Haven Structure. The Haven screen contains all vital Haven information, including Haven Leader, affiliation, and available actions. Some actions require a positive Haven attitude or specific research before becoming available. Now, things do get a little abstract here, but on the left bar here you've got the basic stats, including the leader, their attitude towards you, and the general survivability of the Haven. Then over here on the right, you've got the Haven districts, which can vary from haven to haven. Different types of districts will influence what the haven has to offer. A haven with food production, for example, is far more likely to trade excess food to the Phoenix Project. Likewise, a haven with a training center is not only going to have a higher military strength, but it's also a lot more likely to have extra recruits available. The player can even target some of those facilities. You can't directly attack any of their population centers, but you can take down an energy generator to make the haven more vulnerable to attack. If you raid something like food production or a manufactory, you can actually walk away with extra supplies or resources. Anyway, we can't actually recruit that sniper just yet, but we do have a few level ups to take care of, so let's have a look at that. I think it's pretty safe to say that Bunny is basically built to cross-class with Assault. I don't know if I'll actually end up giving her an assault rifle or hand grenades, but she can definitely benefit from perks like Dash and Return Fire. Now, previously, Return Fire only worked with weapons like assault rifles and submachine guns, but as of Build 5, it actually works with any direct fire weapon. That actually means that Bunny will now be able to return fire with her heavy cannon. Looks like we've got a few points left, too. Let's see here. Okay, let's toss those last few points into strength. We don't need it just yet, but we will need it once we've got that grenade launcher. Alright, let's see what else we've got here. Mark is up a level. That's much more straightforward. First up, we'll obviously be giving him Quick Aim, which is an activated ability that not only reduces the cost of his next attack, but also drastically improves its accuracy. And it apparently costs 0 skill points, so there's literally no reason for us not to take it. Will boost his speed and willpower too. Looks like we'll probably be cross-classing Mark into Assault. We'll have to think about that. And then we've got Carlos, who of course will get Return Fire, and a few basic attribute boosts. Nothing major there. I thought we had one more level up. I guess that's it. Alright, let's get back to exploring. Oniric Delirium Index. An ODI algorithm has been developed. This will allow us to keep track of the strength of the unknown mental phenomena caused by the Pandoran presence, which appear to be increasing in severity as they expand their grip on our world. As the ODI increases, more humans will experience nightmares, hallucinations, detachment from reality, and eventually, brain seizures and death. We have estimated a tipping point for ODI, beyond which the human race cannot be saved. Bonus effects: Delirium monitoring system available. Oniric Delirium Index. The ODI meter displays the current intensity of oniric delirium. At 100%, humanity cannot be saved. The Sidereal Delirium Index. We have found a video diary entry of a former researcher of the Phoenix Project. Judging by the appearance and mannerisms, the subject seems to have made the recording in a state of paranoia. Large parts of the entry contain unintelligible rantings, but one clear segment talks about something called the Sidereal Delirium Index. According to the subject's theory, the entire world is subjected to ESP attacks that will inevitably lead to the end of the human species in less than a year. The video entry and all corresponding notes have been classified as top secret. And this, of course, is our doomsday clock, though we do have a fair amount of control over it. Basically, it'll increase as the mist expands and the aliens build more structures, though we can theoretically stall it or even reverse it temporarily if we destroy those structures and find a way to push back the mist. Of course, it is an uphill struggle, and eventually you will have to deal with the Pandoran threat, but you should have ample time to prepare. Well, there's our second New Jericho stronghold. We'll have to wait for the scan to expand before we can continue exploring. There we go. Wow. We are right in the middle of a cluster of New Jericho havens. New Jericho. New Jericho is a militaristic organization founded by Tobias West, the enigmatic billionaire founder of Vanadium Inc. Ideologically committed to West's values of reason and meritocracy, New Jericho valorizes human will as the foundation of freedom and sees the Pandorans as a threat to the very core of human identity. West is said to have developed a long-term military strategy that will succeed where previous campaigns have failed. Some accuse him of having built a cult of personality around himself. Okay, so we can now establish diplomatic relations with New Jericho, if we decide to go in that direction. Abandoned Haven. No hostile forces have been detected, but there are probably some resources we can find here. Okay, let's search the area. A small cache of resources has been found. Nice. Not much, but we'll take what we can get. Let's see what else we've got here. Another New Jericho haven. I've got a sneaking suspicion we might end up allying with these guys. I mean, I would like to explore the other factions, but I can't do that if we can't find them. On the bright side, we won't have any shortage of recruits. Anyway, let's keep looking. Haven Recruitment Protocols. We have created a set of biometric and psych eval tests in order to identify potential recruits. We need to locate havens with leaders favorable to our cause and barter any resources they want in order to secure our recruitment choices. It will probably be cheaper and easier for us to get recruits from havens with higher populations. Bonus effects. We can now recruit soldiers from havens. Very nice. We'll finish exploring here and then go pick up our first new recruit. Let's have a look at our options. Well, we've got a sniper. We could definitely use that. And we've got an assault. I think we'll go for the sniper first. And another abandoned haven. That usually means free supplies, but we might get ambushed. Nope, looks like we got a small amount of food this time. Still not much, but again, we'll take what we can get. Let's go grab that sniper. Oof, that is pretty steep. But we do need the extra manpower, so I guess we'll just have to deal with it. In fact, we have to set up a whole second team once we've got the resources for it. Let's have a look at this guy. Ooh, okay. Wow. I think this guy's actually pretty well suited to be a single-class sniper. Not bad. He's also got a full set of new Jericho sniper gear, which is pretty nice. Generally speaking, it's higher damage but lower range than the Phoenix Project counterparts. The only downside is that we can't actually manufacture that ammo. If we want to use these weapons on a regular basis, then we'll have to find some way to get that research from New Jericho. Not what I expected him to look like. At any rate, we're already past the 30-minute mark, and I do have a storm rolling in, so let's cut things a little short this time around. We'll hit the pause button, and I'll check the waiting list and get our new sniper renamed. Then we'll pick up here next time, as we continue exploring the world and hopefully run into one of the other factions. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Phoenix Point, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Discord server, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the development roadmap, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Fig. You can also get your hands on a copy of Backer Build 5 for yourself by pre-ordering the game over on the official Snapshot Games web store. As always, links are in the description.